Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Amber Heard's performance in court.
Right.
And a lot of people aren't buying it. A lot of people saying that she was acting. A lot of people saying she's actually quoting movies during her testimony.
Yes.
And public opinion does seem to be turning against her.
Do you remember, like, a couple years ago that her ex-assistant or whatever came out and said that she basically took her story, like she had been raped at knife point, and that's basically the story she was feeding the media?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that.
I did watch a bit of it yesterday, her testimony, and it did seem like over the top, hammy.
People keep saying she's not even crying. Like there's no tears, even though they're trying to edit them in for certain news outlets. We'll talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. This whole thing. Look, this is a disaster. We're watching a train wreck in slow motion, and here's the problem with the situation, especially with it being televised, is that we're dealing with actors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be very hard to tell, what the truth is if they can sell the performance.
I don't know. From my understanding, Amber Heard's performance isn't isn't selling it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. Anyway, before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 266,000, almost 267,000 subs. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you don't miss content. No, we are not an Amber Heard, Johnny Depp channel.
No.
Just to be clear, we're watching this thing as armchair observers, like a lot of you at home. We have not really been following the story all that closely. When there were major developments that had the mainstream media, we would comment on it or whatever. But we are not, privy to any inside baseball or anything.
No.
So I got this clip because what happens is people get in the comments are like, yeah, but didn't you see this one channel said this one thing that from like 8 months ago? That it's like, no, we literally do not follow this every day. So armchair observation. It's a train wreck.
But I wanted to point out one thing that gets me about this whole thing, what I have seen, is they're talking about her performance. And when Depp was on the stand, you have all these pictures of her just sitting there and just staring at him like, look at her motionless face, staring him down, And now she's on the stand and she's just like, crying hysterically without tears and all this other crap. Here's the thing. I would think somebody who suffered abuse and had post-traumatic stress disorder, she claims, and all this other stuff, that, your abuse is there. You're a victim all the time. You're not just a victim when you're on the stand. So, like, being in the same room with him should have caused some kind of reaction or response. She gets no response at all until she gets on the stand, and then it's like, oh my God. I'm like, that to me seems very fake and staged, because if you legitimately felt like you were threatened by this person and he abused you all this time, then why the heck were you looking him straight on? Like, oh, look, she's so brave. No, that you're doing what you think you should do, not what, necessarily would be the truth. And somebody who's been abused, they're not likely going to sit there and stare at them like she's been staring at them.
Yeah, there's... And she fired her PR team, and next thing you know, now she's switching things up.
Oh, yeah, and then they said that the PR guy she hired was sitting next to some of the court reporters for other journals and stuff, and then they had passed it, like he was passing notes with the lawyer and things. Yeah. And then there's I don't know if you have the clip up or not, someone caught, and she's on the stand with a tissue, this clip right here. She's posing for a photo. She literally holds a tissue up to her nose, looks over to make sure the camera's there, sees the flash, and then she pulls the tissue down. Watch. She went, look, oh, they're there. There goes the flash. Okay, I've held the pose. Okay, now I'm good. She's literally posing for photos on the stand. You know
what reminds me of? It reminds me of kids, like they're crying in trouble, then you get a camera out and all of a sudden they smile for the picture.
Yeah.
And this is, again, if she has a new PR person, if that's what's actually going on. Look, hashtag Amber Heard is a psychopath is trending. If that's what's actually going on, then her PR person's probably like, make sure there's a good shot of you crying.
Well, that's what they're doing, because you can see it. Like, watch. Play it one more time. Look, she's on the stand. Oh, tissue. Look, she looks over, looks for the camera, waits for the flash.
Looks at it to make sure that they've got the camera.
And then she takes it down. Oh, look, I'm fine.
Look, yep.
Uh-huh. She's literally looking for the camera.
Yeah.
And people say when she's testifying, she keeps looking at the jury to try to play her, put her, tailor her performance to the reaction she's getting.
Yep.
I'm like, that's not the sign of somebody who's telling you the truth.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of people calling her out. This is coming from the New York Post. Johnny Depp diehards mock Amber Heard for fake crying during testimony. And again, we know
it wasn't just the diehards. There's a bunch of therapists and psychologists and stuff that are bringing up questions.
Yeah, a lot of people. This is Carol Lieberman, MD, MPH, America's psychiatrist. Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Think Amber Heard is reciting a script she's memorized. Some are actually lines from famous movies. We'll get there. Others, she and her attorneys undoubtedly wrote, waiting for, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn when she
Yeah, and they also said she keeps bringing these like buzzwords up, like, pattern of behavior and things like that. She keeps bringing them up like she's been taught to say them.
Yeah. So this is, again, unfortunately, I mean, the way that it works is your job is to convince the jury to side with you. But we're dealing with actors here. So, but Johnny Depp seemed like he was just trying to keep his shit
People
together.
mentioned his story doesn't change.
That was the thing too. I did see there was a statement put out yesterday that his legal team's like, the entire duration of this thing, the 6 years or whatever it's been that this bullshit's been going on, he never once changed his story, but she keeps embellishing and adding details. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's pretty bad when, the makeup company again comes out and publicly says, hey, that's impossible because we didn't even make that makeup in the year you used it.
And then we're going to talk about too. The internet keeps finding all kinds of images. Not going, of course, it's hearsay because they're saying it's them. But if you look at the timestamps, I guess, and dates, there are images coming up right after she's supposed to be abused, and there's not a mark on her.
Yeah, we've got lots of pics that are coming up. Again, we are not an Amber Heard, Johnny Depp.
We're not lawyers either.
We're not lawyers. We are armchair observers watching a slow motion train wreck.
I am a BS detector, though.
You do, yeah.
I am a BS detector.
Yeah, you can be, yeah.
Ask Neon if he tries to lie how well that goes.
How well does it go?
You tell everybody else.
I have to use a makeup kit sometimes.
No, that's not even joke. Okay. No, if he tries, I always catch him. It might take me a couple days, but then I'll register. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't add up, and I always catch him. So
always watching. Anyway, he's starring Cry Baby. Yeah, does anybody remember that movie?
Yes.
I don't know. Johnny Depp's diehard supporters are accusing his ex-wife Amber Heard of being the one acting out in an exaggerated emotional display. Depp's fans have been flooding social media, accusing Heard of being a bad actress and fake crying following her testimony at their blockbuster defamation trial.
It's not just fans, though.
It's public opinion has changed. I have actually seen many people in USA Today. USA Today had an article that public opinion is turning against Amber Heard because there's all these recordings of her saying she hit him, she's gonna hit him. Johnny Depp's trying to get away from her.
Oh yeah, my one friend Sarah sent over that she has apparently said something about that she hit him when she was thinking about Kate. The thing about Kate Moss made her mad and she hit him or something like that.
What's he have to do with it?
Well, no, but Kate Moss was his ex-girlfriend from years ago, and she was saying, well, now they might be able to call her in where they weren't be able to before. She just completely effed up on that one. But that's all hearsay. I'm not a lawyer. I don't
objection, hearsay. Objection, hearsay.
Yeah, every time you turn around. I love this. Did you see why he supposedly did a cavity search?
He lost his cocaine in her vajayjay.
He thought that it was in her, that she had stashed it in her vagina. So I'm like, I don't know what to take about that. I mean, that is either the most outrageous story ever.
Tuesday
or
in Hollywood.
It happened before. I don't.
Tuesday in Hollywood.
I know, right? It's like, you put cocaine. Clearly, it's in your vagina.
Well, where else would it be? It's right. It's where you left it, Johnny. It's right where you left it.
Remember,
your car keys are in here too. Come get them. The hell? Honey, where are my keys? In my vagina. Where the hell else would they be?
Anyway.
I lost the kids. Where are they?
I put them back where they came from.
Honey, where's the dog?
Oh, no.
It's outside in the pen.
There you go. Yeah. Nice save.
Taking a poop.
So, yeah, it's just been a big old mess. And other people keep pointing out, like, photos and things of her. And they keep bringing up, too, like, when you compare it to victims of actual abuse, there's a difference. Oh, yeah, we can talk about this one, speaking of hearsay.
Yeah, I'm just going to go through some of the tweets you sent. Kevin Costner, again, objection.
Hearsay.
This is last year. Amber Heard appeared in the 2014 movie 3 Days to Kill with Kevin Costner. I don't remember that movie. The two were at the movie's after party, and Amber Heard was singing the praises of her boyfriend Johnny Depp for all to hear, probably for attention, since using his name is about the only way she can get it. At least one person at the party wasn't impressed with Heard's name dropping. Kevin Costner called her out, saying, "When you broke up with him for a day or two, though it didn't take you long to find your way into my trailer naked, did it?" He said in front of 10 people or more. Whoops, this has been supposedly confirmed by other people.
Hearsay.
Hearsay, objection. Objection, hearsay. Hearsay. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, yeah, people are bringing this up. They said they're mad because if it turns out she is not a victim of abuse, it's a disservice to actual victims of abuse. Because one, people are going to be, they're going to pause if they believe people now because of this.
Yeah, yeah.
But people keep bringing up examples of people that are actually abused and actually were hit. Okay. And then her, she claims she's beat. This is Rihanna after she got punched 3 times in a car with Chris Brown, was seated driving. And that's her face. She took weeks to heal. Amber Heard, one day after she was supposedly attacked. But she was using the makeup compact that didn't exist yet.
That didn't exist. Yeah, I mean, this is horrible. What happened to Rihanna is just absolutely terrible. It's interesting, speaking of people siding with Johnny Depp over Amber Heard, Dior is still using Johnny Depp in their ads. I mean, they haven't canceled him yet.
This is another one. They said she had that broken nose incident at the Met Gala in 2014. Their paparazzi photos showing another lie. The first picture was May 12th, and the second picture was May 19th, and she supposedly had her nose broken in between there.
Yeah, you don't heal from that in a week.
No, I've had broken nose. You don't.
Yeah. No, it wasn't me. Don't worry.
No. I was young and stupid, and we thought it'd be fun to smash Pepsi cans on our face.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I told people it was a volleyball incident because I didn't want them to think I was that stupid, but I was. So, there's another. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I gave myself a hickey with one of those poppers. Remember those?
Yes.
You give out of the vending machines
yes.
for kids, like those rubber bubble
They're
things.
Like suction cups. Yeah.
Yeah, you turn them inside out, and you put them on the floor, and they
pop up.
They pop up, and they were really cool, and they were big in the 80s. Well, I got the bright idea of sticking one on my neck and gave myself the worst hickey of it. I mean, it was huge.
And what did everybody say?
Like, wow, you got a girlfriend or something. I'm like, yeah, sure. She lives in Canada.
Her name is Sucky Sucky.
Sucky $5? No, that's her last name. No, it's Sucky 50 Cent.
Oh,
yeah, because it was only 50 cents. It was a bargain. Yeah, she wasn't even.
They don't go below the shoulders.
That's it. Yeah, you don't get my. But when you're like in the 6th or 7th grade, that's
you took the cred.
Took the cred. Like, yeah, hey, it doesn't get any better than this. Kissing, yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway.
So they had somebody else pointed out. Now, of course, like I said, this is all hearsay, but the internet are like the best sleuths ever. So there was a dinner at Benihana, which we were just watching behind was the Food to Build America or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the end of May, and she just mentioned that she testified that she was there with Lily Rose for his birthday, despite being beaten, kicked, and everything by a plane, but there's no bruising and no marks.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of, that's the thing, when you're constantly taking pictures of yourself, and people are constantly taking pictures of you because of who you are or who you're married to, there's a lot of photographic evidence.
It's going to be very hard to, get away with it.
Show me all the photographs.
There are photographs of Johnny Depp's finger, though.
Lots of those. And we're not going to show those because they're awful. This is the son. It looked like they doctored the photo to make her. She just looks tired. She doesn't really look.
Yeah. And then she says her nose is broken there. Well, you can see some alleged bruising. And then they majorly upped it. You can tell by the pixelation on her mouth, they turned filters on.
Yeah.
And then the other one they have in the same, the New York Post, they have this, and then they add the tears and all that, and the agony. But the son's very compelling because it's clearly, even by the way it's cropped, it's the same damn picture.
Yeah, it's the same picture, but it does look like there was some Photoshoppery going on.
Oh, no question.
Like, okay, if we contrast it out a little bit, we can get more dark circles.
Well, look how blurry it is around her mouth.
Yeah, she just looks like she just woke up in this one.
Right, and then they mess with it so much that look how this is right here. Like, this is popping right out right here, which is just a shadow. It's been it contrasted so much.
Yeah.
And her lips are all pixelated here. Yeah, come on. I mean, this is ridiculous. Is the Post the one that's taking the pictures of her? Is that the one who was saying that poor her? Yes, it was, wasn't it?
The Post? No, I think it was. Let me see. No, the Sun.
New York Post. New York Post. Poor, this is one making it out like poor her.
Oh, okay. Poor her.
Wait. Yeah, it was the Post, the one you read first. Where they're like, she's being accused of fake crying and she's being accused of these things and poor her kind of attitude, you know, about how they're kind of acting like they're taking Amber Heard's side. And then we see this, and the Post is one of the ones they're calling out.
Yeah, well, the Sun, I think, was the one that ran the article that the first lawsuit. Yeah,
was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the Sun. So this
another example of abuse.
This is what it actually looks like, and somebody gets beaten up. We don't want to look at that too much. And this is Amber Heard, and it looks like she just has a rash. Now, remember Johnny Depp, and they bring this up, usually wears a lot of rings, a lot of jewelry. If he punches you, you're gonna have
cuts.
marks.
You're gonna have gashes.
Yeah, you're gonna have his initials in your face. You know, if he's got on his rings. I mean, clearly that relationship was toxic. I mean, with a capital T, right? Just listening to seeing all the evidence and stuff, like they were not good for each other. But you know, there does seem to be a lot of artistic license being taken with the events.
Yes. I just think it's interesting because her behavior is so weird because, like I said, she just sits there and stares, like, you know, tries to stare him down while he's on the stand. They're like, oh, look how brave she is. And then when she gets on the stand, she immediately just starts crying and if you're going to have panic attacks and you have like you're a victim of something, you're not only going to be a victim when you're on the stand. Like you're going to be breaking down in court. You're going to be wanting to be anywhere but there. You're going to have panic attacks. You're going to be looking down. You're going to be, you know, you're not just going to sit there like, I'm going to stare my accuser or my abuser down. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, Depp just like keeps looking anywhere but her.
Yeah, he
shows more signs of being abused.
I just get the vibe from him. He seems very broken. I just get the vibe from him that he's just like, I really just want this to be over with. Like, can we finally get this shit over with? Because how many years has this been going on? His career is in shambles, you know. Anyway, so it gets worse. Okay. So apparently, during her testimony, people were like, she's literally copying lines from movies.
Yes, that's what people were saying. And this comes after, remember, that her fired assistant or whatever said that she stole her rape story too before.
Yeah, so they said she's quoting movies like The Talented Mr. Ripley in her testimony. So then, let's see, she wrote, Amber Heard, when I was around Johnny, I felt like the most beautiful person in the world. Then he would disappear. And from the Talented Mr. Ripley, which I've never seen. I think with Dickie, it's like the sun shines on you and it's glorious. Then he forgets you and it's very cold. One person commented in response to the comparison, seems like a stretch, but she's definitely putting
I think that's a stretch too.
That's kind of a stretch. Wasn't the exact same words, but that's what you do when you make the character your own. Well, here's the thing. Also, if you've watched a lot of movies and you work in Hollywood, you're gonna pick up some things too. So
do you understand that literally anybody in a relationship like hers describes a partner in a similar way? Yeah, I think a lot of people would describe that. I mean,
yeah. Here, podcaster, not skinny but not fat. That's me. That's not actually me. I'm just saying that describes me. Pointed out on Instagram that Jennifer Garner once used a similar quote to speak about Ben Affleck. 13 going on 30 star told Vanity Fair in 2016. I always say when his sun shines on you, you feel it. But when the sun is shining elsewhere, it's cold. He can cast quite a shadow. And then he forgets his cocaine in your vagina and you know it's over.
Yeah.
But is that the only line? Is that what they're saying? That's the only...
I don't know.
That was the only line. One line.
I just think that it just seems very... What I've seen of it seems very staged. I am not a psychologist. I am not a lawyer. I am a teacher and a mom, and I've dealt with people that have been, actually abused and stuff, and it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know what to make. I mean, I think it's... regardless of what the verdict is, because we've said since the beginning that defamation cases are some of the hardest to prove.
Yeah.
And you have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that your actions specifically caused negative things to happen in this other person's life, job loss or whatever. So very, very hard to prove. But regardless, I think Amber Heard and the public eye has been damaged tremendously.
I agree. The public opinion definitely is siding with Johnny Depp. And, you know, even after this is over, even if it ends up that they just, you know, dismiss it and no one gets anything, I think that he's going to find that he might get more calls now because in general, people are just really siding with him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is he going to, but then, I mean, he'll probably go back, but if I were him, I'd be like, F you all. But that's just me.
Well, that's the vibe I'm getting from Disney is he's basically like, yeah, even if they invited me back, I'm not doing it because they dropped me the way they did. And I made them, you know, billions of dollars. I mean,
They put him in the ride. He used to show up at the ride just to do things to make fans happy and stuff.
Yeah, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. I would. I'd be like, so all it takes is one rumor in a newspaper to drop me after
From a woman.
Yeah, from a woman, because it's current year, and we're talking, 20 years of history working together. I've made you billions of dollars. You know me very well, and that's all it took to drop me.
Yeah, because they were afraid of public opinion.
Yeah.
But you should be really afraid now because public opinion definitely is sided with Depp.
Yep, and I would not be surprised if her acting roles dried up significantly after this, so she might have just damaged her own career.
Yeah, that's called karma.
Yeah, karmic boomerang.
Yeah, I mean, not to say that Johnny Depp's completely innocent either. I'm sure there were some things he said. I don't think he hit her, things like she's claiming, but I think it seemed like it was just a very volatile relationship.
Yeah. I mean, it's, neither one of them are
good for the other.
Yeah.
But I think she just took it, I mean, in a completely physical way.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the fun kind.
Gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.